the spot on Lake Mead this morning and scouted this spot near Moapa Valley. It's pretty steep. Oh, hell no. Oh, I'm not doing that. Not quite what I envisioned when I set out this morning. You know, the best part about this spot is that it's not on iOverlander.
There ain't nobody gonna do it for you. Got to find your own.
It's pretty steep. Spot on Lake Mead this morning and scouted this spot near Moapa Valley, just at less than an hour away. I just didn't want to stay at the lake over the weekend right before the holiday. I figured a lot of locals might want to go camp there, and I just didn't want to be there. I was as lakeside as you can be with as low as it is. And I've been there for 4 nights, and there's a lot of people around, so I thought I would go find something quiet. No. Oh, I'm not doing that. Luckily, there was a turnaround carved into the side of the mountain. I mean, I could have backed up, but backing up on such a steep hill, not so fun. Yeah, no. The sand and the steepness, the grade, no way. I wasn't going to try that because any mistake backing up in loose sand, no. No, not worth it. All right, now what? This is why I got out of camp early. Plan B. I was like, I'm kind of leaving too early. And in the back of my mind, I was like, well, you never know. First place doesn't always work out. And it didn't. So, well, it didn't work out this way. One thing you got to remember when you're using an app like iOverlander or Free Campsites or even Allstays, and you use Google Maps to navigate to a spot, that doesn't necessarily mean that's the only way to the spot. You know, I'm looking at the reviews and I'm like, everybody is saying that it's beautiful camping up there, and you know, the little RV icon is even green, which means you can get up there in an RV. And I'm like, I can't believe nobody. I mean, if I'm worried about a road, I mean, I've driven on roads before that the reviews are like, I wouldn't take an RV out there. And I'm like, watch me. So if nobody is warning me about that road, I'm thinking there's another way up. So I just looked at the map, and there is another road further up. So I'm going to go check that out and see if we can get up there, because it sounds quiet. Everything else around says it's got a lot of OHV activity. And again, it's Friday, so the weekend is coming, and it's a holiday weekend. Christmas is next week. So I really want something way, way out where I'm not going to get a ton of noise. Oh, interesting. Out there, but it's too close to town and too close to the road. I thought I saw fire rings.
Together we'll be free. It's not just you and me.
When you choose to take the road, sister, sing. Imagine all the words becoming.
Together we'll be free. It's not just you and me.
All right, well, it's not the Mesa. Not quite what I envisioned when I set out this morning, but I just walked around quite a bit. There's Interstate 15. Can barely hear it. The ground is really, really solid. Most places there's some sand in the road, but I think I'm gonna back in here. This place is not bad, but what I don't like about it is it's between two roads, and there are fairly fresh tire tracks, so people come out here with their dirt bikes or ATVs, and I don't like that I could have traffic on both sides. Mostly what I don't like is that I could have traffic outside my bedroom window at night. I mean, it's not going to happen, but I would rather have my bedroom window, the back one, you know, up against the desert where there's no road. So I think I'm going to move over there. Although down the road, there are some nice spots back there, but it gets kind of sandy and soft. So, and in situations like this, I mean, this is nice and solid, but it is dirt still, even though it's packed. You don't want to do a lot of back and forth. When you start doing a lot of back and forth and you start getting below the hard surface, and you could end up digging yourself in. But I think, oh, yeah, I saw something over here I wanted to check out, see if that's a camping spot. No. All right, I'm going to take that back there. Yeah, I was looking at maybe that, but that's kind of small. But what I mean is I'm going to have to pull out here and back in, and I'm going to have to do a little couple points turns. But you know what? It's solid enough. It'll be fine. Just make sure you check all the areas. That's the problem I made in the mistake I made in Mexico. We all got out and walked around the area that I got stuck in, and it was all seemed really solid, but I backed into a freaking sinkhole. Yeah. So now I'm like really careful. Probably open grazing. I'm seeing a lot of cattle. There's a dry tank back there. Hi. It's kind of warm, isn't it? Yeah, I'm just going to back right up here. All right, before I get too comfortable, I better make sure this is public land. Pretty sure it is. My Public Lands app. Can you see it? Public Lands app. U.S. Public Lands. And then, let me see. Yep. Dark orange. Look at all, that's all BLM. Wow. A lot of BLM. BLM. All right. I'm going to get comfortable.
Got to find a way if you wanna go. Got to find a way if you want to go. There ain't nobody gonna do it for you. Got to find your own. Got to hit your heart if you want to love. Got to hit your heart your own. Got to choose your way if you want a change. Got to choose your way if you want a change. There ain't nobody gonna do it for you. Got to find your own way. Got to find your own way if you want to live. Got to find your own if you want to live. There ain't nobody gonna give it to you. You got to find your own.
Ta-da! Nice. All right. And yes, my nose is not pointing in the direction of an escape route. You know what? All those safety tips that I gave my first year on the road, I hardly follow any of them anymore. Been on the road 8.5 years. I mean, I've had a couple situations that scared me, whether they were scary or not. They scared, you know what I'm saying? Like, well, other than the Highway of Tears in Canada, where I really feel that's the only time I ever really felt like I was in danger. Other than that, they have just been situations that scared me, but the outcome was fine. So, yeah. And, I mean, I could face my nose out, but that would mean my door would be facing the interstate. And what fun is that? Want to put the awning out? Let's put the awning out. Come on, we're staying. We're staying. Yeah, I'm carrying a lot of solar right now. I have the Bluetti 200 watt panel that they just sent me when they sent me the hands-free to charge those. I'm currently using that for my plug and play on the outside of the RV to extend the solar that I have on my roof. I only have 260 watts on my roof. That's what I had installed when I bought the RV. I completely forgot to turn on my charger while I was driving. I had it plugged in and everything. So, Katie girl, go ahead, go get a drink. Oh, you know what? We'll pull out the other one. And having the plug and play on the outside is a must-have in my opinion, unless you want to go up and tilt your panels every time you set up, because this time of year the days are short, the sun is low, so having the 200 watts that I can move around and chase the sun really extends my house battery life. And then I also have the Bluetti 350 watt solar panel, and that's what I use to charge my portable power station, because I forgot to use the brand new charger they sent me. And I'll put links so that you can check all this stuff out, the videos that I did, and also if you want to shop for your Bluetti devices using my affiliate links, it really helps my channel. But the 350 watt solar panel is the perfect panel for charging my Bluetti Elite 200, which I love.
You know, the best part about this spot is that it's not on iOverlander. So it could be pretty quiet. I set up thinking I'll just spend the night and see how it goes. But I'm getting pretty set up, but I have to charge my Bluetti because I forgot to charge it while I was driving. And it's down to 1%. But yeah, I like it. It's not on any of the apps. I might get a little bit of off-road traffic, but nobody's going to camp near me. So this might be a good place to spend the holiday. We'll see. I can't believe how hot it is. Is it Sadie approved? Hey, hi. Would you like a drink and some breakfast? I'm hungry. You know, the thing is, I don't usually feel very safe camping right next to the interstate, especially near Vegas. I just, in my mind, have it all worked out that there's just bad things happening going in and out of Vegas. Maybe I've watched too many gangster movies. I don't know. But you know what? I don't have to be next to an interstate to have to worry about my safety, especially when I'm online. And that's why I am excited to tell you about Surfshark, who is sponsoring today's video. Surfshark is a VPN I've been using for quite a while now to make sure every time I am surfing the worldwide interstate of the web, I am safe. With Surfshark VPN, I can change my virtual private network to any place in the world, and it also encrypts all my data. So when I'm accessing my bank, when I'm accessing my email, when I'm entering passwords, all of that information gets encrypted while it's being sent through the internet. So if anybody is spying on you, it's going to make it that much harder for them to steal your information. The other awesome thing about using a VPN, and I have experienced this traveling in other countries, it can be really hard to access your bank, or even I was in Greece and I couldn't access Netflix because of, I guess, copyright issues. If I had Surfshark back then, all I would have had to do is change my VPN to the United States from Greece, making it look like my computer is in the United States, and I would have been able to access my Netflix account. So if you're traveling, a VPN is extremely handy. And if you use public Wi-Fi, if you live on the road, or you just like to travel, or you like to go to a cafe and use their Wi-Fi, everybody knows by now, I think, that public Wi-Fi is extremely dangerous. But you can use public Wi-Fi if you are using a VPN to encrypt all your data. That's right. So even from a cafe with Surfshark VPN, you can access your bank, your credit cards, all of your emails, and never have to worry about it getting stolen. So start securing your online privacy and keeping your data safe with Surfshark. Use the link right here or click it in the video description below, and you're going to get an extra 4 months for free. It's more important than ever to start safeguarding your online privacy and information. So start now with Surfshark or the link in the video description below. And you also get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to lose. There it is. There's a little bit of a feeling of nostalgia about sleeping next to the interstate. I'm probably 2 miles from the interstate, down a road that I probably should have turned around on. It really wasn't bad. It was packed sand, but you know, it's nostalgic of my first couple of years maybe on the road where I wasn't so picky, especially my first 6 or 7 months before I left California. And I was staying in some pretty interesting places on the sides of roads and county park, city parks, trailheads, all kinds of... I wish I had documented it better. I wasn't making videos yet. I wasn't even really blogging yet. I'm thinking about my first 2 or 3 months, but yeah. So it's a little nostalgic to be out here on my own. Gosh, I don't even think... I don't even know if I knew about freecampsites.net when I first hit the road. I must have. But I remember just looking at the maps a lot and trying to find public lands or trying to find even out of the way places where I could stealth camp in 29-foot Matilda. I was trying to think about that the other night. I know there was no iOverlander. There had to be freecampsites.net, but I don't remember. I remember Googling free places to sleep in my RV or something like that, and there was literally a spreadsheet. Someone was keeping a spreadsheet online for other people to add to and to reference. It was a spreadsheet. Yeah. I've been doing this a long time. And that's one of the things that's been on my mind a lot lately, how different it is now for me and just also for the community. When I first started thinking about doing this, my thought was, what harm is there? I go out to these public lands and I stay 2 weeks at a time and I'm using it when nobody else is. That was literally what I'm like, all this public land is just sitting there empty. Nobody's using it. Why can't I use it? I'm respectable. I'm not going to leave a mess behind. Just leave tire tracks and footprints and maybe a little dog poop, if I'm way out in the middle of nowhere where there aren't a lot of people. And I thought, what's the harm? And that's really been on my mind a lot lately, because that is just not the case anymore. Now, all the public lands, many of them are really overrun with full-timers. And I gotta tell you, I don't blame locals one bit for being frustrated and upset about it. They want to go spend a holiday or even a non-holiday at their favorite camping spot in the national forest. And 10 years ago, they could go and be the only ones out there. And now it's full-timers everywhere, including me. And that's been really on my mind a lot about how it kind of just got too big. And it's not the life I imagined living 8 years ago. And a lot of it too, I'm thinking about how popular it is now. And like, I see all the groups online and everybody's excited. And what's that saying? You don't want to belong to a club that wants you or something like that. That's how I'm feeling. I'm feeling like an old person who's like, it's not cool anymore. I literally just said that. It's not cool anymore. I said that in a comment recently. But it's true. When I started, it was subversive. It was counterculture. And I guess it still is, except social media and hashtag van life have made it cool. And I didn't do this to be cool. I did this because I wanted to be closer to nature. And really at the time I thought, what harm is there in it? In going out and enjoying public lands when nobody else is. And it kind of isn't that way anymore. And so I'm thinking about that. I'm thinking about my impact on the land. I'm thinking about my impact as a YouTuber in promoting this lifestyle, even though I've been very honest and realistic about it and not sugarcoating it at all. But those are just some of the things. Those are just some of the things I've been thinking about. It's not harmless. It doesn't feel harmless anymore. When I first started, it felt harmless. I'm out there when nobody else is, enjoying land that's just sitting there empty. And now it's kind of, it's overrun with people like me. Yeah. So what's next? What's next? Just a quick reminder that if you want a 2025 Carolyn's RV Life adventure calendar, you better act now. We are down to 5.
05. That's all I have left. So go ahead and hurry up and get your calendar now by scanning this QR code or clicking the link in the video description below. It's just $21.99 for US addresses, $25.99 internationally. That includes shipping. Once you order, it'll go out the next day. Beautiful photographs. Everybody is loving them. Thank you so much, everybody who has already ordered, making this a very successful year. But if you want one, you better hurry. They're almost gone. What have you been doing? I can imagine. What have you been up to? Did you catch anything? I don't think you did. Do I have something for you? Leave it. Take it. You are such a good girl. Yeah, it's a little one. I thought they were bigger. Is it gonna be delicious? You're welcome. I love you. Your face is dirty.
John's name was blacked out on the police report. Is that you?
I want to ask a favor like this again. But you're the only one I can trust, man.
I don't care about the favor, but you can't be out cavorting in the middle of a major lawsuit.
I get the message.
And we need to discuss Frobish's press conference.
Frobus is just more bullshit media attention to keep the stock down. All they want is a settlement.
No, Patty's not looking for a quick hit, and Frobisher isn't in this for the money. He's back to salvage his name. This is going to be a long, drawn-out proceeding.
Well, I had a good night's sleep here next to the interstate. You can really hear it in the morning and at night. The moisture in the air carries the sound better. I heard it a little bit in my RV last night with the windows closed, but not bad at all. So I'm going to stay another day, get some work done. I scouted another spot 15 minutes away, and the forecast is showing a little bit of rain on Tuesday. So I'm above my camp right now. I walked up the road past my camp that I am not going to drive up. But look at, here's a nice camp up here for four-wheel drive or even a van. I could probably make it up the road. It's pretty rugged. I was going to say back in the day, maybe I would have tried it, but I don't know. It's pretty rugged. I'll show you on the way back down. So this is the road that the map shows goes out to that campsite I was trying to get to, goes out to the mesa, but it's a four-wheel drive. Oh, that was a rock. So anyway, yeah, not a bad place to spend the night next to the interstate. One car came in yesterday, way down, closer to the interstate, but they stayed a couple hours. Just keeping an eye on them, just to see what they were doing. A couple young guys, it looked like, just hanging out next to the interstate, like I am. But, oh, wow. Look, am I seeing... I see dark spots. I thought maybe it was a van, but you can't tell from this distance. Wow, this is nice up here. Wow. This road is totally doable. Just go slow. It's rocky, but that's why I have the fancy tires.
I have the KO2s in the back for the duals, and then I've got the Michelin, I can't remember what they're called, I'll put them in the captions, the Michelin steel rim, they're steel frame for stuff like this so that a sharp rock doesn't poke them. And the reason I have two different tires is because all-terrains, actually, yeah, that's right, my Michelins are not all-terrains in the front. The reason I've got two different tires, I've got the all-terrains in the back because I'm rear-wheel drive, and then the road tires in the front with the steel band, you know, for off-road, but they're not off-road tires because off-road tires are very loud and handling. And I'm not always off-road. So the shop that I first got this set up at in Utah, great shop, great guy. I'll put it here. Again, more research. I'll find it out and put it here. They were awesome. He suggested the setup for me, and it's worked really well. So, yeah, anyway, with the tires I have, I could definitely do this. Up here, getting up here is the challenge, and I see sand coming up. I see sand. It gets pretty rough. It's pretty rough. Wow. Did I finish telling you? There's rain in the forecast for Tuesday. And I don't think, a little bit of rain, like 0.05 of an inch. And usually in the desert, a little rain is fine, even if it gets muddy where you're at. Just wait for it to dry. It'll usually dry in a day, especially with a little tiny bit of rain. But I think I want to go on Monday to the next spot. I think I'm going to want to be away from the interstate by then. So, I'm going to stay here, I think, till Monday. We'll see. Yeah, definitely a four-wheel drive road. Not an RV road. Not a Class C RV road. I think there's somebody out there. Right there. Right there. Oh, is that a cow? Yep, that's a cow. Wow, the zoom on this. It's a cow. I thought I had to buy a new phone because for a week I was up at a camp and I lost my cell signal. I had a cell signal when I first got there, and then like halfway through the trip I had no cell signal. And I thought, I was near a tiny, tiny, tiny little town, Tacopa, and I thought, it must be that the tower's out. So I got back down into town, and for a day, I couldn't hold a cell signal. I couldn't access the internet on my phone, nothing. I tried everything. I tried all the troubleshooting. I did all the stuff. Still had no cell signal whatsoever. I realized when I pulled my phone out of the case, my back of my phone was extremely cracked. So I had several months left on the phone to pay it off. And the battery hasn't been holding up well anyway. The pictures don't seem to be as good as they used to be. I mean, it was hard on my phone. I'm hard on my phones. Living this, a lot of dust, and I drop them and all kinds of stuff. So I was like, you know what? I don't feel like talking to customer service. I don't feel like spending 3 hours in a store, so I'll just go ahead and pay it off and buy a new phone. So this is my brand new Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra, and it's got better zoom than the S22 Ultra, which is what I used to have. So yeah, how we doing with a new phone? Pretty? Oh, and within 24 hours of paying for my new phone, of paying off my old phone and ordering my new one, my old one started working just fine. And it wasn't a specific tower, because I was driving around bouncing between several towers. Yeah. I don't know. Sometimes I think that your phones start acting up when they're about to renew anyway, on purpose. Anybody else get that feeling? Like all of a sudden your battery isn't charging. Oh, what a coincidence. I'm about to pay off my phone and it just isn't working anymore. Weird. The sand is hard to walk in. So I'm going back down now. This is what it looks like. Yeah, see, it's a mess. But I don't know if you can see how deep that is. It's very deep. Very rocky, very slippery, very slidey. Honestly, girl. So I have a long day of work today. Long day of editing. Today's Saturday. So Saturday and Sunday are all editing. In addition to what I've already done. I've already spent several hours during the week on it. But been busy with other stuff. Bookkeeping, calendars, newsletters, blogs, social media posts. Been a lot. Been busy. Merch. All that other stuff that it takes to run a small business as a creator. Yeah. Sponsorship stuff. Yeah. So, long day of work. I'm suddenly feeling like I might have to move the freeway. It is pretty loud, but I've been outside a long time. I've been outside an hour and a half now. And it's really loud. I don't hear it so much inside. But I can't imagine living next to the freeway all the time. I know you tune it out eventually, but do you really? You know, do you really stop hearing it? Your nervous system, your psyche, do you really stop hearing it?
been a very, very long day of work. I'm very tired. I'm gonna make a lazy dinner. I bought some chorizo crumble pumfu. So this is, I think it's supposed to be like, what's that fermented tofu stuff called? I'm drawing a blank. I'm really tired. Anyway, that fermented tofu like stuff, but it's made out of pumpkin seeds. So I'm just gonna crumble this up. I'll show you a not so healthy, not so whole food. And I don't have anything left in the freezer. I've been trying to eat stuff out of my freezer to make room because it's pretty full. Tempeh. They call it pumfu. I don't know. But I don't know. I feel like it's supposed to be like tempeh. And even with a processed, actually this won't be too bad, but even with processed food, trying to sneak in the veggies, so chopping up the kale. I have Lucinto kale. And the onions. You know, onions count as vegetables. I don't have any cilantro or even avocado. I'm making tacos, by the way. But I do have this frozen mango, which doesn't taste very good on its own. It's kind of gross. Tastes like fishy almost. I don't know. I don't like the flavor. But I think it'll make a nice slaw with this cabbage. I have some frozen limes in the freezer. I took them out and I put them in the oven with the tacos to try to thaw them out. And I'll just make a slaw with with cabbage and the mango and some lime juice. I have leftover salsa from Tacotarian in Las Vegas. In case you're ever in Vegas, amazing vegan taco place. Awesome. I just discovered they have 2 locations. I discovered the second location. So, really good salsa, by the way. But, so it's been in there. It's been in there a little while. So I'm going to use that up. So yeah, tacos for dinner. Easy. I just made that in 15 minutes. So I'm just going to wait for the cheese to melt. What a day. And I have more work to do. I'm just going to eat dinner and work. So. All right. Oh, that's good. Nice and fresh for the top of the tacos. Well, this cheese isn't the melty kind. I bought this a long time ago. Because whatever store I was at, that's all they had. And there are some vegan cheeses that melt better than others. Daya melts really good, really well. And I do have some Daya in there, but this is starting to get old. I had to use it up. So my tacos are done. Dinner is done. Like super easy prep. Few minutes in the oven, and I'm ready to eat tacos. Wish I had avocado and cilantro. But not bad. Not bad at all. So this camp next to the interstate really isn't that bad at all. I'm enjoying it here. I feel totally comfortable and safe. I don't usually like camping next to the interstate, but it hasn't been bad, so thank you for hanging out with me in my interstate boondocking spot. What did you think? Would you camp next to the interstate? It's not that big of a deal. It's just one of my weird hang-ups. So if you want to find out where I end up when I leave here, I'm sure I'm going to find someplace really cool. I'm having a lot of fun exploring Nevada. I don't usually stay in Nevada this long, but so far the weather is fine. It's 37 degrees right now at 5:54, but It's not bad. Even in the 20s at night, I'm fine. So make sure you're subscribed to my channel and click the bell for notifications. I know a lot of you aren't getting notified of my videos. You need to check both your notifications for this channel and also in your Google account to make sure you never miss a thing. I really appreciate everybody for being here. It means a lot that you want to be a part of my journey, and I'll see you next time. In the meantime, be happy, be free, and be kind. I'll see you soon.